Hey, I'm Victoria Vertuga. In the spring of 2014, an unemployed struggling novelist named Eric Muss-Barnes started a video series called Luthorville, which documents his purchase of 10 acres of land in the Mojave Desert to build his dream house, a technologically advanced off-grid homestead called Galatea Meridian. Now, Eric knows his stuff. He was recruited by Walt Disney, where he became a cast member and built websites for over 6 years. He was even courted by... Sorry. We can start the whole thing over if you want. Okay, cool. He was even courted by Apple Computers to program ebooks. So, if you're a hiring manager, remember that you can hire Eric to telecommute from anywhere in the world, whether you're in San Diego or New York City, Florida or New Zealand, North Dakota or Northern Ireland. You can always add his skills to your team. Can he manage to find a job and successfully finance his dream before he runs out of money and becomes homeless? Here's the weekly update on his job hunt.
If you really want to know more about my job experiences, you should check out my book, How You Can Get a Job at Walt Disney Studios Without a College Degree, which outlines all of my job experiences before I got into Disney, including all of my other jobs working in Hollywood. Hey there, boys and girls. Welcome to another episode. Welcome to another episode of Luthorville. Another job hunting update. This is the third in the series of 5. So here we go. Jumping straight into it. Week number 9 of job hunting. So I've been looking for a little over 2 months at this point. This was the 3rd of May, 2014. I bought Luthorville this past week. That's my big news. No job yet, but I now own 10 acres of desert land. This is officially all mine. Yes, I still have no job, and I made the largest financial investment of my life on land that no one would ever buy. Seems foolish, but it's all going to work out. You'll see. As for the job hunt, I had 2 telephone interviews this week. One with a company called Cornerstone. They're another placement agency. Nothing new there. The other interview was with Guitar Center. That was pretty cool. I actually interviewed with Guitar Center 11 years ago when I first moved to Los Angeles. They didn't hire me then. Let's see if they like me now. Okay. Pardon me, I mentioned in the one other video that it's crazy hot in the desert today. It's like 0% humidity and it's about 98 degrees. So I'm a little parched. And I don't feel like going to the truck and getting some water, so although I might have no choice, I'm gonna try to power through this. Okay. Week number 10. This happened on the 10th of May, 2014. This is an extraordinarily busy week. I had 7 face-to-face interviews and 3 over Skype. Crazy that I have some weeks where no one wants to talk to me, and other weeks I get 10 people. One of the Skype interviews was with Leah Parker at a placement agency called Tech Systems. She is gorgeous. I've photographed Playboy models and lived with a fashion model girlfriend, so I know talented beauty when I see it, and Leah has it. She's a former model and Texas Mavericks cheerleader. Nothing compares to a blonde cheerleader from Texas. I want to work with Leah just so she can introduce me to her friends. First rule of business, you never date a coworker. But the first rule of dating, hot girls always have hot friends. I'm telling you boys, that's the whole trick. Go meet half a dozen hot chicks and stick them in your friend zone. And you're golden. Because those 6 girls will each have 4 hot friends they will introduce you to. Okay, where was I? Oh, yeah, job interviews. I had one of the worst and one of the best interviews of my life this past week, and they were both on the same day. The worst interview was with a Spanish television station called Nuevo TV in Glendale. It was another of these interviews where I was given a written test on website code, and they asked a bunch of technical terminology questions. I hate those types of interviews. No one writes computer code on paper. I work on a computer. I build websites. I look up answers to questions online. If I don't know the definition of a term or the meaning of a snippet of code, I research it. I don't keep all this stuff in my head. What kind of nerd does that? I have much more important things to devote my memory to than code. Code is completely useless outside of a computer, so there's no reason an intelligent person wastes their time memorizing it. Naturally, I did really bad on the test, and this fat Asian jerk administering the test actually said to me, "You consider yourself to be a programmer?" I looked that scumbag dead in the eye and said, "I've been making a living building websites for over 20 years, and I've spent a majority of my career at Walt Disney Studios. I don't need to prove myself to anybody." He apologized because he saw the look in my eyes. I think he could tell I was about to throw him out the window. That was one of my worst interviews so far. But the very same day, I had one of my best. The most exciting was a new position being created at the Biological Research Division of UCLA Medical Center called LA Biomedical. The job would be absolutely perfect for me. See, back in 1999, I was the creative director of a startup webcasting company in Cleveland, and it was the only job I ever had in my entire life that allowed me to use all of my skills in one position. I got to do video work and video editing. I built the website and I did programming. I was in charge of photography and graphic design for trade shows. I mean, it was fantastic. I love that job so much. And this position for the Biological Research Division of UCLA Medical Center is the same kind of job. At last, I'm being interviewed for things that are worthy successors to Disney. I'm the creative director for the Biological Research Division of UCLA Medical Center. Huh? I mean, that sounds impressive. And you should see the campus. Located in the South Bay, all the buildings are old Army barracks from World War II that were set up to receive our boys returning home from the Pacific Theater. They were intended to be temporary structures, but here they are still being used 70 years later. Super cool. High technology and history all rolled into one location. I love it. I met with this really cool woman named Amy Keller. She was gracious and professional and complimentary, and I liked her instantly. Charming and delightful woman. But traffic was horrible, and I was about 10 minutes late. I got the awful vibe that she automatically disregarded me because of my tardiness. We'll see what happens. Week number 11, the 17th of May, 2014. Well, remember the job I wanted so badly last week? The one at UCLA Medical Center of LA Biomedical? I didn't get it. Thankfully, the director was polite enough to turn me down. Amy Keller sent me a personal and very polite email to let me know they hired someone else. She didn't just ignore me, like most companies do, so I sincerely respect her for taking the time to show me that courtesy. Of all the interviews I've been doing, LA Biomedical was the only company to have the class and the decency to do that. I'm really heartbroken over this one. I would have been really good at that job. I had 3 interviews in person and 3 on the phone this week. One was for a vitamin company in Marina del Rey called American Botanical on Monday. I ended up being late for that interview too. What is wrong with me? This time it wasn't traffic. This time I wrote down the directions wrong and got totally lost. I felt like an idiot. On Thursday, I interviewed with Beachbody on the phone. They are the Santa Monica company behind a lot of famous fitness products. That was awesome. I actually use one of their workout programs, P90X, so I'm familiar with Beachbody and I genuinely appreciate what they're doing. I would love to work for a company like that. I also did a Skype interview for Princess Cruise Lines. How cool is that? Wouldn't that be awesome? Working for the Love Boat? I'm not sure if they like me or not. It was hard to read them. Fingers crossed. I also met Leah Parker and had lunch with her. I'm telling you, man, I gotta meet her friends. Week number 12, the 24th of March, 2014. Only 2 telephone interviews this week. One was with a company called The Search Agency, and the other was Princess Cruise Lines. That's right, the Love Boat spoke to me twice now. That's a very good sign. The Search Agency was great too. They're a company that specializes in SEO services for websites. Having done web development for so long, I'm intimately familiar with search engine optimization, so I think something like that would be ideal for me. Nice change of pace from my typical work, yet still an integral part of the internet industry. This is another really short video, but honestly, there's not much to report. I send out resumes every day. I hope to get interviews. I keep on fighting that misery of feeling worthless when no one will hire me. But hey, chin up. I know I'm awesome. I just got to find someone who agrees and appreciates me. That's all. We'll see what happens next week. And so ends update number 3. There will be 2 more updates on my whole job hunting excursion. So again, thank you for watching this episode of Luthorville, and hope you decide to stick around and watch another. I'm sorry, do I seem like I'm depressed or something? I'm not. I'm actually in a really great mood. It's just so freaking hot today. I'm dying. So I'm like, hey, yeah, thanks for watching. Like, I'm really not bummed out. I'm in a great mood. I'm just slowly dehydrating to death out here in the desert. I'm getting loopy and probably getting heat stroke. No, I'm not getting heat stroke. I'm okay. I'll definitely see you in the next video.
Remember I mentioned Eric is a writer? He's actually written 8 books, including 5 novels. All of his books are available in paperback and hardcover as a special order from any major bookstore, and from every online bookseller you can imagine. However, if you really believe in the Luthorville project and want to support it, you can pay any price you want for one of his ebooks. Be sure to check them out at dovesheinc.com, or just look them up at your favorite bookseller.
Luthorville is an educational series inspiring kids and adults to become excited about innovations in science and technology by documenting the design and construction of a Mojave Desert homestead called Galatea Meridian. Witness the crazy story of how Eric Muss-Barnes, an unemployed computer geek and struggling novelist, risks homelessness by spending most of his life savings to build an off-grid dream house in the middle of nowhere. Having purchased vast acres of the Old West, can Eric find a stable job and create his home before his money runs out? Take a journey where fortitude and a pioneering spirit continue to forge the American dream on the romantic landscape of the American frontier.